Hello friends, let us discuss about human development strategy. First one is, in this strategy, humans are involved at various levels because we are going to see humans as the resources. In any organization, without human beings, we cannot take up any activity. So, we are going to involve the human resource at various activities from planning, implementation, working and so on. For example, if there is any industry, we can classify the industry into three types or departments into multiple types. First one, there is a department which is going to procure the raw material. For that, there is a strategy. And once the raw material is purchased, it has to be turned into a finished product. What must be the quality of the product, how much it has to be produced, what is the quantity, and so on will be decided by the department. And the other department, once the product is manufactured, it has to be sold in the product, like there is a department of marketing. And in order to take it to the people, we also may have a department which talks about advertisement and so on. So each and every department has their own responsibilities, strategies, my dear friends. So here the human beings in all these departments are going to work as a resource, my dear friends. And these human beings are going to act as an agent of development. Machines can do plenty of work, but whatever we feed to the machines, only machine can think that way. But as a human beings, we can study multiple factors, take multiple factors into account and design the policies, design the strategies as it suit to that particular state or to the particular community, my dear friends. And these human beings are going to be benefited by this development program. Not only people who are designing the strategy, but people who are a part of this strategy will be benefited out of this. So in this strategy, we involve people in these three. One who is making policies, who are going to implement it, and who are the beneficiaries. According to this human resource approach, the stress is on income generating capacity of the labor force. Our duty is to help the poor people to come or to improve their economical condition, wherein their living conditions can be developed, they can satisfy the requirements back at home, they can provide the best facilities for the children so that they can come out of the vicious circle of poverty. So it can happen only by enhancing the skills of the people, by involving them in the policy implementation and also involving them in terms of increasing the productivity. For example, the government of India cannot provide employment opportunities for each and every section of people. So what they are doing? They are encouraging private people to come to India, start business. For that, we require raw material. So we are trying to provide the raw material. At the same time, we are also going to provide certain benefits, tax exemption for a period of 5 years to 10 years. We are going to provide the land on subsidized rate for the people so that they may be attracted, motivated to start the business here. But you have the industry, but your workforce is not suitable to that organization, then there is no meaning. So the duty of the state is also to provide, train the staff so that they can get they can utilize that benefits, my dear friends. So the main duty of this human development strategy is to increase the productivity, therein improve the social and economical condition of the people. Now let us go for social integration strategy. The main duty of this strategy is to bring out isolated and local groups. Actually, if we see, the tribal people are not part of the mainstream. If you go to Andaman and Nicobar Islands, there are certain tribes who are afraid of the native people of India, but not the natives of the tribal community. Last 5-6 years back, a Spanish person wants to go to the tribal communities and he wants to help them. He has taken a small boat filled with food and medicine, and he has gone very close to the tribal habitation in water. He did not even land up. The tribals were afraid of the people and they asked him or shouted at the people, at this person, to move away. But this person has the right intention. He wants to help the people. but those people, they simply released the arrows and killed him, buried them. Remember that. There are a lot of communities even now who are not a part of the mainstream, who are not utilizing the benefits being provided by the government at all. So the main duty of this social integration strategy is to make them part of the mainstream. So we are going to bring them into the mainstream. But do you think that the people will come? Maybe or may not be. There are three factors again we need to take into account. The people who have gone to the tribal areas must have exploited them. Because of exploitation, the people may not be willing to be a part of the mainstream. The second one, besides exploitation, second one, they must have exploited the resources which are there. For example, they must have taken the land, they must have displaced the people from the land, and they must have forcibly punished them or killed them or created trouble for them. Recently, we have heard about Aravalli mountains. The government has said that any mountain which is not more than 100 meters of height is not a mountain, so it can be given to some other people for doing the business. But you must have seen from the environmentalists, there was a huge cry and the court has to intervene in that area. So a lot of tribal areas, in the tribal areas, tribal people are being displaced. So one is exploitation, the other one is exploitation in terms of utilizing the resources. Third one is that wherever there are industries, we are supposed to make them the partners of development. But unfortunately, the tribal people who are there, they have been seen as only the workers there, and they have been made to work for longer period, and they are paying them very, very less. That is also one of the problem. And besides this, they are forced to move from the different culture, from their traditional culture to that of the other culture where they are not interested at all. So these are the four factors which may make them to be isolated. So what should we do? We have to bring them into the mainstream. We have to bring all the larger groups, all the social groups like ethnical groups, tribals, caste-based groups, occupational, regional communities, and so on, who are not identified, to be prioritized. We have to give priority in the larger society. We have to give priority to those people so that they can become a part and parcel of this society. So this we need to do. So how to do it? The state has to either design certain policies or else make some constitutional amendments. If there is anything in the constitution, then obviously it need to be implemented. There will not be any choice for left out. So we need to have constitutional arrangement, or else the government has to make certain policies. For example, if we go and see in the tribal areas, if we want to have a primary school, we say that if there are 100 children, we need to have a school within a radius of 1 kilometer. And for the preschools, like we have Anganwadi centers and so on. And we are also going to ensure that these schemes are effectively implemented in the society. Our duty is to minimize or eliminate the imbalances which are there between the regions or between the groups and communities, so that there will not be any disparities. And if there are any disparities also, using this scheme or using this schema, we can also try to keep a check on that schema. So we need to have institutional support to improve the abilities of the individuals. Our duty is to improve the abilities. In the United Andhra Pradesh, we must have seen this Maitri Sangalu. Some of the tribal communities, because they used to get the raw material from the forest and they used to sell it to the mediators for mean prices or nominal prices, and these mediators, they used to turn the product or process the product, and they used to sell it for higher prices, and they were benefited. At the time, the government has trained the people to process the products and also brand it and sell it outside, so that there will not be any mediators and they can be the beneficiaries. Even the government of Telangana is implementing that. So we require institutional support not only to improve their abilities but also to create the market for the people so that their economical condition can be improved. And our duty is also to ensure their effective participation with regard to decision making process. I'll give one example. In the state, they want to enhance the skills of the individuals. So they thought that the 50% of the female human resource is idle. So the government thought that our duty is to also enhance the skills and use them in the development process. So when they have gone to the people and they said that we want to train with certain skill, nothing but tailoring, none of the girl came forward. And they said we are going to provide a certificate. They did not come forward. And at last they said that we are going to provide the sewing machine free of cost. Then a lot of people came, but do you know, it was a pilot study, out of 50 people only one lady was practicing it. And later on, when they have gone for people's participation, some women said that I want to learn beautician course, I want to learn to become a florist, I want to become something else. So they know that what is really interested for them, they can be a part in terms of designing the policy, and if they are interested in that, they will effectively participate in the program and they will also effectively implement that. So we have discussed till now about two strategies. Now one is human development strategy, nothing but involving the people, and the other one is social integration strategy, bringing the people who are deprived into the mainstream. Thank you.